Hello everyone, we present subject MAT222 for the topic Law of Logic. Let's go!
My boys won't hesitate to run up on your boys. 엉덩이 빵빵빵 남자들은 탐탐탐 내 입술 냠냠냠 어디 가도 탕탕탕 등장은 짜짜짜 삐자삐자 팡팡팡 디스코 팡팡팡 Hello.
What is the law of logic? Logic is the study of argumentation and reasoning. It gives us the guidelines and methods for identifying arguments that are valid or invalid, which aids in the construction of ideas that are coherent and clear. The law of logic, which provide the fundamental ideas that support logical reasoning, are essential to logic. These laws, which control the framework of acceptable thought and ideas, are widely acknowledged facts. Here, list of laws of logic. 1. We have double negation. Double negation is a principle in classical logic that states that the negation of a proposition is logically equivalent with the proposition itself, such as negate P equivalent to P. The second one is De Morgan's law. The negation of a conjunction is equivalent to the disjunction of the negations, such as when we negate P and Q, equivalent to negate P or negate Q. Same goes to negate P or Q, equivalent to negate P and negate Q. For the third one, commutative law. We just choose the position, which is P and Q, equivalent to the Q and P. Same goes to P or Q is equivalent to Q or P. Next, for associative law is the way which factors are grouped in a multiplication problem and thus to change the product. For example, when P and Q in bracket and R equivalent to P and Q and R in bracket. Same goes to P or Q in bracket or R equivalent to P or Q when Q and R in bracket. 5. Distributive law. Distributive law is an expansion of the individual statement with a group statement. For example, when P and Q in bracket or R equivalent to P and R in bracket and Q and R in bracket, same goes to P or Q in bracket and R equivalent to P and R in bracket or Q and R in bracket. Things item for the law when both statements are similar and combined together by connective disjunction or conjunction that will be equivalent to itself. 7. Identity law is that everything is identical to itself, so if we combine the statement with the true value by using symbol of conjunction, it will generate the statement itself. Same goes when we combine a statement with a false value with the symbol disjunction, it will generate itself. 8. Dominance law. If P and the false value, it will generate a false value. If P or true value of tautology, it will be logically equivalent true value. 9. We have inverse law. Inverse law, if we combine the statement with its complement statement by using the disjunction symbol, it will generate the true value of tautology. Meanwhile, if we combine the statement with its complement statement by using conjunction symbol, it will generate a false value. Absorption law, we can say in this law we have 2P and then we absorb and reduce it to become only 1P. For example, when P and Q in bracket or P equivalent to P, when P or Q in bracket and P equivalent to P. For the second last is for conditional identity law. We use conditional identity law to change the conditional statement. For example, when P implies Q equivalent to negate P or Q. For the last one is biconditional law. Biconditional law is when P biconditional Q equivalent to P implies Q in bracket and Q implies P in bracket.
For example 1, I use this question for my presentation. And for your information, this question I got from my lecturer book, Miss Fairuz binti Suhaimi. So let's simplify the equation together. For the first step, we can use De Morgan's law, which is we expand the not in the bracket and change the sign. So the equation will be not A intersect B union B union C union not B. Then as we can see, the double not at the front of the equation, we can remove it by using double negation law. For the next step, we use associative law to change the parenthesis in the bracket. So the equation will be A intersect B union B in the parenthesis union C union not B. And then from the parenthesis we changed just now, we can simplify it by using absorption law, and the equation will be B union C union not B. Then we want to change the place between C and B, so we can use commutative law, and we will get C union B union not B. And then we want to change the parenthesis to the B union not B, and by using associative law. Next step, as we can refer law of logic, B union not B is equal to T. Then for this step, we use inverse law and we will get C union T. For the last step, C union T is equal to T by using dominance law. So for the last answer, not A intersect B union C intersect B is equivalent to T.
For the second example, we have to simplify this expression, which is P biconditional Q and P implies Q or Q. So for the solution, for the first step, we have to apply definition of biconditional. P biconditional Q is expanded into P implies Q and Q implies P. For the second step, we have to use commutative law. The commutative law is applied to rearrange P implies Q and Q implies P into Q implies P and P implies Q. Note that this step doesn't change the meaning, but recognize them for convenience. For the next step, we have to use associative law. The associative law is allow us to regroup the term without changing the logical meaning. So for this step, help in further simplification. For the next step, we have to use absorption law. The absorption law simplify P implies Q and P implies Q or Q to P implies Q. And finally, recognizing that Q implies P and P implies Q is definition of biconditional, we simplify the expression back to original biconditional form.
And for the last example, example 3, we need to simplify this expression, which is not P and not R or not Q equivalence not P or not Q or R. So basically, we need to simplify the left hand side become right hand side. Now we go to the solution. For the solution is, the first step is we need to use associative law. And this law need to move the bracket. So the answer is not P and not R or not Q. For the second step, we need to use distributive law. For this distributive law, we need to expand the R. So the answer is not P or R and not R or not Q. So the next step is we need to use inverse law. For the inverse law, we identify that not R or R will become T. So the answer is not P or R and T or not Q. And for the next step is we need to use the identity law, which is the T will disappear. So the answer is not P or not Q. For the next step, we need to use associative law again, which is we need to move the bracket. And after that, we need to use commutative law. This commutative law is changed 2 places, and the answer is not P or not Q or R. And for the last step is we need to use associative law. So basically we move the bracket. So after that we got the same expression with the right side, and that will be the final answer.
Lastly, for the conclusion, when applying comparable identities is necessary in order to simplify a complex statement. The second point is there are no specific methods to answer to the questions based on the example provided. The last point is we can apply the following list of laws, name the laws of logic to establish the logical equivalent.